another episode of Sessions on That Note. And look who stopped by, the guys from Buttercup. Thank you so much for being here at my house.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so we have Eric, Joe, and Odie, and they were on their way back from a show in Dallas last night and decided to stop by Austin on their way back to San Antonio, where they're from.
That's correct.
And I'm just so happy to be able to talk with you today.
Excellent.
Thank you. So I first started seeing you just a few months ago when your new CD came out, and Salim Narala, who I recently interviewed, did your CD.
Correct.
And I've become a big fan very quickly.
Yeah.
So this is an honor for me to have you in my house.
Oh, thank you.
But I don't know that much about the background of the band, how long you guys have been playing together, so maybe we can kind of start there.
Okay. I'll begin because Joe's the Johnny-come-lately in the band.
Absolutely.
He joined in 2002.
Joey.
But we were, Buttercup, we formed in 2000 out of the, it really kind of grew out of a band that we had called The Unables, which was a band that we were all, the concept was everybody played instruments they were not proficient on. Odie was in that band for a little while. We had an aesthetic difference. He didn't want to have anything plugged in electrically, and so he left in a fit.
It was because I wanted to be the drummer. I didn't know how to play drums, so I played drums.
But that was fitting.
I played keyboards a couple of times in the Unables.
The Unables was great, and one of the most fun experiences I've had as a musician. And then Buttercup is really just like the Unables with another name, and that was the aesthetic that we grew out of. So we started out. It was the first 2 years. I think we only played a handful of gigs, like one a year. That we practiced quite a bit, and we took it. I was pretty serious about it. But then Joe joined the band. We were a keyboard band originally.
That's right. Yeah.
And Joe replaced two guys. So he's a
because
band
Joe
man.
can do that.
He can do that.
So if there's one keyboardist in the band, you're automatically coined a keyboard band. Is that?
Well, yeah, but I was so into the idea of keyboard. I remember wanting to push. I don't want to play very much guitar. I wanted.
Well, you were playing keyboard in Robot Boy at the time.
Yeah.
With Chris Smart.
Yeah.
So he was playing piano, and actually Eric is probably the most proficient pianist in the band.
So you play in the key of C.
Yeah, as long as it's all the white keys, you are awesome. But it's true. I basically in 2002, the band I'd been playing with for over a decade or so, 15 years maybe, had kind of taken a break after 9/11, and I really didn't have anything to do, but I had been friends with these guys for years, and I just buttonholed Eric one night at Taco Land and just said, I have to join this band, and he was just like, what? No, you're too good.
Yeah, I was worried that he was going to ruin it.
Yeah, we have a delicate balance of frailty here that you could ruin, and I was just like, no, I can do frail. Watch, And
I didn't believe him. I was like, he's going to be too good. And
so he made me play keyboards the first rehearsal, and I was like, okay, fine. So I'm hacking it out, not very good, and eventually he just goes, why don't you try that one on guitar? And
actually, you did. You said, let me just play that guitar for just a second, and I was like, oh, okay, and they picked it up, and it was perfect,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
And to your credit, I looked up to you at that point as wow, here's this Grammy award-winning super musician who can play everything and do all these things, and I already had a couple ideas in my head that you were not quite normal.
Right.
But we were rehearsing in this place that was so hot, this warehouse, and there was this little AC unit in the window, 40 feet up in this warehouse thing, and it was 120 degrees in there, and it was filled with mosquitoes. I don't know how they got in, and Joe looked over at me and he was like, I love this band, and he had 5 mosquitoes on his cheek, digging in, and
dripping
his face
sweat,
beet red, and he's hot. And I was like, it was just really, I was like,
it was a sign.
Yeah, I was just like, this guy's great. He's totally committed. And then when we wanted to wear shorty shorts and do these things, right in there.
Yeah.
Doing all these, and that's the thing that I've loved most about Buttercup is utter commitment to. You've seen us playing a couple of gigs where we're up there playing, and it looks pretty normal, and we've done some really stupid shenanigans. That's part of what makes it entertaining for me and for, I think, some of our crowd.
So what?
Well, we did a show at the Mohawk where we invited people in to one at a time. And we were upstairs, right. And we would play them a song, and we'd talk to them and interview them about their mood, and then, doctors, prescribe a song. We got a couple people to have breakdowns.
I love that.
Yeah, and we have a lot of songs that we can play because of
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We did a whole evening where we played 3 or 4 of our songs completely backwards, and we wore all our clothes backwards. Like my jeans were backwards, and we didn't face the crowd. Like the front of my suit and my tie was tied behind, and we stood backwards. Not very well.
We got a great photo out of it though, because we drew this face on the back of Odie's bald head.
Oh yeah.
And then Eric's girlfriend Soletta put her hair on top of my hair, so it was this weird looking, crazy, gumpy looking guy drawn on the back of my head with hair on my head.
But then there was a bolo tie and a shirt like right way on the back of his head, so it was a great illusion.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Didn't we make snacks for people at Mohawk?
Someone reminded me about. They go, "Oh, your bass player, he made grilled cheese sandwiches one night." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah, on stage I had a toaster oven on top of my amp, which I don't think was very smart.
Like, you mean safety?
But that's just that smell of grilled cheese, and it's great. You know?
I love that.
Yeah. So
you were making BLTs.
Well, even better because the bacon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bacon.
I think we were doing bacon waves. We had like a microwave.
Maybe.
Yeah. I remember bringing a giant microwave to the mall.
That's what it was, a microwave.
It wasn't a very safe thing to do, but it was fun.
So it's fun for the audience, but more importantly for us. If we're not bored, then no one else will be bored.
And so what was the shorty shorts?
Well, there's been a couple of shorty shorts things, but I don't know what. I just have this feeling at some time that it would be really good to have shorty shorts and a mustache. And I thought, with hiking boots and a woman's shirt. I don't know. I just thought that would be kind of cool.
That was one of the most nerve-wracking shows.
Yeah. Shorty shorts and tight. They're tight.
Yeah, we played a gig here in Austin.
At Flipnotics.
At the Flipnotics.
Like during South by Southwest, one of those little day
the
things.
Boston Springs one, yeah.
And
downstairs there's a vending store.
I bought 4 pairs of short shorts, and we put those on. And people, were just smiling through the entire set. They just, you just act like it's not happening, But
and you get up there straight faced and do the whole thing.
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
But one of the shows is actually documented on a DVD we have called Goodbye Blue Monday, and so that show was the brainchild of Eric's, and he had just gotten back from Spain with his girlfriend, and we played sequestered away from the crowd, but we had TV monitors for each of us, and each of us had a television monitor that it was fed to. This camera was fed to a monitor that was in the bottom of an oil drum in the middle of the room. So you had
to was on the stage where we normally perform.
Right. So you had to go up and look over the edge of this barrel into the television monitor, and there's just, one of us. And they're like, well, where's the other guys? And so the other guys were in the other 4 barrels. But what we noticed, like, once, everything was kind of said and done and we'd done that performance, was that it really gave the people who had been coming to our shows a chance to meet each other, because you literally were standing around a barrel with a beer going, oh, hey,
they
that's
look like
pretty
a bunch
cool.
of hobos.
Yeah, they totally looked like hobos.
Because it was cold in there. It was
winter.
It
was a winter night, but it was so fun.
It was great because it was that one. I was freaking out about it, but like people didn't know. I mean, they were coming and they're like, okay, yeah, it's kind of like this happening, and that something might happen. They walk in. Where's the band? And
you could hear the band.
And our friend Ram, he was like, was it Joe Short came in and was like, where's the band? And then Ram's like, they're over there in the can.
Did you guys come out and play at all?
No. You could see our silhouettes, and we were hidden by a sheet, but no one knew to look up. And then eventually they were like, oh yeah, I think they're up there. And then,
because we had a camera up there in between the sheets, pointing down, picking up the image of the people looking at us, projecting that onto the big, huge wall behind it.
Wow.
So it was like a big warehouse, yeah.
It was
fun. That sounds really creative.
The DVD is fun. Yeah. The DVD is a fun sort of. It's entertaining in that Eric is kind of freaking out the entire time that it won't work.
Well, you bring up a lot of things here because really in this day and age where people don't even sell that many CDs, it is more about the performance and engaging your fans in different ways.
True.
And it sounds like you guys were doing that well before this sort of trend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never really thought about it until you just said that.
Yeah, we just and we were using the internet, I mean, through the